Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name's Kate and this is my first ever YouTube video. So if I'm looking up like that means I'm looking at the panel because I'm not used to it. Today we're going to be a highly suggested video of 10 things you need in order to start your own small business on Instagram. Little backstory about me. I started my own multi kind of niche account. It's called Vibe Hico. I'll put a picture right there. Basically I sell majority thrifted items like vintage Nike pieces, other sick vintage items, and then I do embroidery, custom embroidery, and website stuff, and then a secret project I'm going to be launching in late spring. Definitely check me out. I've been doing this for about a year. It'll be my first anniversary of having that account March 20th, so I'm super excited about that. But yeah, I've learned a ton of stuff and like tricks to the trade from doing that in the past year, so I thought it would be fun to share my knowledge of what I gained with you guys so you guys can have them when you start out. So I have 10 mandatory things and then I have a couple good to have things, so I'll list those afterwards, and these are in no particular order, and if I think of something on the go I might add it because I did this really quick. So the first thing is confidence and determination. Basically just being confident in yourself, manifesting you got this, and if I can do it, you can do it. The second thing is a good username. I started out with the name Basic Thrifts, and it was a good name to start out with because all I was doing was thrifting in that time. But whenever I went to different niches, like when I got my first embroidery machine and I was starting to do things that were new and not thrifted, I wanted to do a different name. So originally I made the name Vibe Hico on Instagram, and that was my first ever name. It was super cool. I thought of it originally all by myself and I really liked it, and then that account actually got deleted, so I had to switch it up, so I turned to Vibe Hico. Do something to you that's personalized, unique, and beautiful. I would definitely pick something that is personal to you and you can relate to other people. Vibe Hico, the word behind that just stands having a positive attitude over anything else that's going on right now, so going above negative energy and like going up for the positive energy, if that makes sense. That's what my name is behind, but just that mindset of staying positive. But yeah, definitely think of a username that's unique to you and you can relate to. The third thing is have $300 to start off. That may sound like a lot of money if you're not making any money right now, but it's a really good idea to start off with a certain amount of money. And to you, if you're starting something smaller, it could be $200 or $100, but I would strongly recommend $300 because I feel like that would be the perfect amount for getting starter supplies and inventory. I just feel like that's a good amount to start off with. For me, I was not working at all before I started this thrift account and did not have any kind of income at all, so I decided I want to start selling clothes, but I'm not ready to sell on Instagram yet because I don't have clothes. I'm just gonna sell stuff out of my closet on Poshmark for a couple months, and I was selling just stuff out of my closet that I wasn't wearing anymore, and I was able to save up about $300 to start Instagram account. So once I had that $300, I used that to, number one, buy packaging, because that is the most important thing. I'm going to link below where I get my packages, and I'm going to be talking about that in the next couple points. And then good inventory. The fourth thing is know your terms in your niche. So this can be different for anyone. For example, for the thrift community, knowing what a bid, a bin, or a drop means, what a live bid is, like knowing the ins and outs of the rules of certain things. All accounts are different, but overall there's kind of like a straight line to where like most people do the same thing. Just learning when you're first starting out, like following a ton of like bigger accounts, kind of getting a feel for like what they're doing. I mean, obviously don't copy them, but you can kind of take little bits and pieces of what they're doing, say, oh, I like how they're doing that, I want to incorporate that into my business. And honestly, you just grow from that. That was a ton of what I was doing, like fundamentally. In the first couple months of me growing, I was learning a ton from other accounts that had been doing it longer than I had. The fifth thing is being comfortable with showing your face. I know that this is kind of a topic where like you don't have to show your face, but I would honestly recommend to do that. People crave on Instagram and on social media in general, people crave to relate to you and want to be personal with you and like get to know you personally, because that's like the reason that they're following you, is they like want to know like who you are and what you're doing. I like quickly realized how much more engagement I was getting through just showing my face and being personal with you guys. now, up to almost a year of having my business, I would never go back from that, because literally I have gained so many relationships from my customers, from friends that are also having small businesses in the thrift community, through honestly just showing your face, like going live every once in a while, like package with me, chill with me, like get ready with me, like all those things. People really like that, so definitely recommend that. And another thing is live bids, where you basically go live at night and you sell clothes. That's another thing, like you can get personal, have some music going, and just kind of vibe. But yeah, I totally recommend showing your face. If you choose not to for privacy reasons, I understand that, and I'm not saying that if you don't show your face you're not gonna like be able to like start a business successfully. I would definitely recommend it from what I've went through, showing your face, because that has helped so much. The next thing is packaging supplies. Okay, I'm gonna actually get up and get the packaging supplies that I use. Okay, so for me, I have two different sizes of poly mailers, that's what you call them, poly mailers, that I use. I would totally recommend getting bigger ones in the long run. Number one, because shipping like the different sizes of a poly mailer usually doesn't matter that much, so I would definitely recommend getting bigger, so that way you're not like stuffing things. So when you would get your first order, you're gonna want a poly mailer. This is, I'm pretty sure it's like a 13 by 9 or something, but this is basically my biggest one. Is a 13 by 9, and it can fit like up to 2 like XL sweatshirts in here, so definitely recommend these. They're just the white ones, they're the cheapest ones, and they work really well. The second kind I have is padded poly mailer. So this one is a really pretty baby blue color. You have a lot of colors to choose from on there. I got them pretty because I thought they were really cute. I use this for smaller things, or like jewelry that needs to be like handled safely. I recommend those two sizes. The next thing is good inventory. This is pretty obvious. Like, have good clothes. Like, don't be selling like pink stuff, and like don't be selling like old American Eagle and Hollisters. Let's just be honest, most people don't want that. I would definitely like look into your niches, trends, or what are going on right now, and seeing like, okay, what is really selling well for a lot of people, and source for that kind of stuff. But another thing is, on one account, like one person could be selling Brandy Melville and doing really well, but maybe you find out for your account that it doesn't sell really well. Understanding your followers and your followers' needs are the most important thing to being able to be successful on your account. You need to know what your followers want and give that to them. For my account, vintage Nike, custom embroidery, and website stuff does really good. And for the most part, I just stick to that. That's what does really well for me. Brandy Melville, for example, doesn't do really well for me on my account, so I started not really doing that. It's really just up to you to finding what people that are following you on your account want and crave, and giving that to them. The next thing, the 8th thing, is a pretty feed. This is super important. I did not do this when I started out, and I wish I would have, but basically just having a filter that you put on all your photos so your feed looks very orderly, clean, and aesthetic. I would definitely recommend going toward lighter, aesthetic kind of like colors that really bring out the pop in your clothes, but not too saturated. I'll put an example of what the filter I use on my account. I kind of go for beachy, minimal, vintage kind of vibe. It can be different for you. It really just depends on what you want for your account. Okay, the 9th thing is understanding the algorithm. There's so much stuff that goes into understanding the algorithm that it is just confusing. Right now, saves on an Instagram post are more important than likes in the algorithm's eyes, so it's super important to tell your followers to save your post, because that will show your post to more people. I don't really know if I'm explaining that very well, but there is one dude on Instagram that I follow, and he's awesome. His name's Graham. I'll link him right here. He's on Instagram. Totally follow him if you're starting a small business, because he has tips all the time about conquering the algorithm, learning about the algorithm, and he gives updates about Instagram guidelines all the time, so I would totally recommend checking him out. All right, the last number 10 item for mandatories is growing through paid shoutouts or PR packaging. Honestly, they are so important starting out. I probably invested about $200 worth in paid shoutouts, because think about it, if you start an account and you only have 10 followers and you make like a really sick drop that's really cool, yeah, those 10 people might see it, but you're not really getting engagement with anyone else, and there are so many potential people want to follow you and want to buy these clothes, but you're not getting the engagement. So what you do is you basically go to some popular accounts on Instagram. Most people do this, or they'll like say that they don't, or it'll be in their highlights that they do, but you do what is called a paid shout out. So basically you DM them and say, hey, I'd like to buy a paid shout out, and those can be anywhere from $3 to $15 depending on how much engagement they get on their story view. You pay them and you give them a advertisement or like a picture of your feed, or it could be like an advertisement for your drop, or like a really cute picture, and you send it to them and they tag you and they put it on their story for 24 hours, so all their followers will see your page or an advertisement of your page and want to click on it and check out your page and potentially follow you, like your stuff, buy your stuff, or save your stuff. I can link a couple Instagram accounts below that I got paid shout outs from in the beginning when I was starting out. And then the other side of that is PR packages. That is for more when people kind of at the spot where they don't really need paid shout outs anymore because they're doing well on their own, but they want to continue to grow and grow like more audience. You can do that by number one, reaching out to celebrities and Insta celebrities. I've done this a lot before. I've reached out and sent stuff to Hannah Maloche, Avani Gregg, and multiple other people. That is also when you're at a spot where you have enough followers that they'll show up on their request. But you can also, if you don't have a ton of followers and you want to send PRs to people, you can just look for smaller influencers, like smaller YouTube influencers, TikTok influencers, and Instagram influencers, and DM them, and they should definitely reach out to you. I bet they will, because they all reached out to me whenever I DM them when I had like 4,000 followers. So okay, that is it for my mandatory ones, but then I have some good to have ones. So on that is number one, an iPad. Honestly, I wish I would have gotten an iPad sooner. Yes, they're very expensive, but they're worth it, because number one, on live bids I can have it while that's going and check payments out, and also like keep track of the bids. I use Procreate on it. That has been amazing for I know we're not really talking about embroidery, but I have been able to create so many designs on Procreate for my embroidery files, and that has been really cool. And Procreate's really cool because you can create like backgrounds for your account, cute highlights, a cute logo. That's another thing also with the cute username, buy a professional logo. That's super important. But using Procreate for like cute things like that, that's really fun to do on an iPad. Another thing is a rack for your inventory. I'm not going to show it right now, but it's behind me because it's so messy right now, but I might show it in another video. But basically just a really tall rack to keep all your inventory in if you're doing clothes, because let's just face it, your clothes are going to get mixed up with your personal clothes. Like it's art, unless you're a neat freak. I'm not, so my clothes in stock and inventory are constantly getting mixed up with my personal clothes, and it's so annoying. So I got a big rack that has about 12 like bins in it, and it's been really helpful keeping it in. Yes, it still gets mixed up, but it is super helpful that I can organize my sweatshirt blanks over my inventory and website stuff and handbags, and it's just all organized and nice for the most part. Okay, the next thing is goodies for packages. This is just more of an optional thing. I do it because number one, I want to show appreciation for my customers that are buying my things, and another thing is it encourages them to want to buy another thing because they're getting free stuff with their order. This can be anything from free stickers, cute business cards stickers that they can like put on their stuff. Or I found a cute resale shop that I buy bulk amounts of jewelry from. I have cute lightning bolt custom earrings that I now include in every package while it's in stock, because they go out of stock all the time because they're so popular. Anything that would have your customer being like, oh, that's so cute, I want to buy another thing. Like, this was so cute and I got it for free. So yeah, I totally recommend including goodies with your orders. One thing is following big accounts in your niche, following people that are doing really well and flourishing in your account, because obviously that's where all the engagement's at, so you're gonna want a piece of that action. Obviously, again, please do not copy. That is like the most annoying thing ever. But like, I mean, if they're selling something that's working for them, like thrifting wise, and like you want to be sourcing that because people are going to be wanting that. Like for example, if they sold like a zebra, like a really cool zebra sweater, and everybody was like, I want that, go source a zebra sweater and then like buy a shout out from them, you know, like that's kind of how it works. This is the last thing, is find your secret spots where you live locally. I personally like online sourcing over local sourcing just because I don't live where a ton of good places are, but it is super fun to go out in your local spot and look for really cool secret spots that you didn't know about. I personally found 2 really sick spots in my local area that I had no idea existed and not a lot of people know about. So just going through your local town looking for places that not a lot of people know about are going to be really key in finding really cool items, and also doing meetups with people that know their vintage stuff, shoe meetups, all that kind of stuff. Just getting to know your local community. That's another really cool. Take advantage of it and know your community. That is it for the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you so much if you did. If you want to see more videos like this, definitely make sure to like and subscribe. That would help me out so much. And yeah, comment down below what else you want to see from me, and if you guys have any advice to add to this video. But yeah, have a great day. Thanks guys.